Well, does it work? Yes. Yep. Well, thank you very much. We are very happy for being here. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Ruth Delgado Carrillo, and my friend, Blanca Moreno. Well, as you know, we come from Chihuahua. We are from Universidad Autónoma de Chihuahua. We work at Filosofía y Letras. And, well, today our plenary is the use of ICTs in the language classroom. Well, let me tell you that I really feel at home and I feel cozy because, well, Chihuahua is very hot right now, and also Monterrey. And, well, I don't miss Chihuahua that much. And, well, also, you know why I also feel really at home? Because today in the morning, I had a video call from my daughter, and she was wishing me luck, and she told me that she loved me and that, well, she's happy for me being here. And I really feel comfortable because of that. And I have to thank that to technology, because I had contact with my daughter today, and I feel good. And I think, well, technology, we use it every day. We use it in our daily routines. And why not using it in the language classroom in a wise way? Well, so today, we're talking about technologies in education. Well, it's part of our routines, as I already told you. Using technologies is a way of calling the students' attention, because we need to be honest. They use it every day. I use it in my life. I use it in my I use it in my routine, and also my students do. They use it every day. And, well, I was this kind of teacher like 5 or 6 years ago. I was against a little bit about using technologies in the classroom. Why? Because I said, well, the students get distracted, they are not paying attention, or they are doing something that is not related to class, for example. But, well, and I used to have these kind of rules where they couldn't use the cell phones, for example, or tablets, or any other kind of technological devices. But I have to change that perspective. Well, for example, if you are at the bank, or if you are in a place, maybe you start getting these kind of distractions, or you start getting bored. Like, well, these are some situations that we have in the classroom. And the students start checking their cell phones. Sometimes it's very hard to get their attention. Or sometimes we have a very nice activity, we have planned a very nice activity, but it turns out to be boring and tiresome. I know I have a life. Yes, I'm not only a teacher, so I have to do exercise, so I have to go with my family. I have to walk my dog or something like that. So sometimes we have little time for planning. It's hard, I know. I am a teacher. Well, another situation that we can have in the classroom is multi-level groups. These groups, well, in my experience, I have had these groups, even though they are from the same level. For example, the age is different. We have different ages. We have different proficiency of English, for example. So these kind of situations are present in the classroom, and many other situations. And that's why, well, ICTs is a way of solving, in a way, those kind of problems. Yes, we have a lot of options to solve those problems. Well, some of those solutions, we have using ICTs. For example, showing them an image. I have students, for example, they like anime, and when I show them a picture of anime, I have their attention. They are very interested in the class, and they start talking, and they start participating. I can show them a song, for example, a movie scene or trailer, a video, an online game, a program. And, well, something important, I mentioned here, the needs analysis. We need to know our students first. Before using all these elements, we need to know what they like and why, and what kind of things they don't like. What are their free time activities, for example. For example, at the beginning of the class, when I have a group for the first time, I make a survey or a questionnaire. It can be formal or informal questionnaire. And then I get this information, what kind of cartoons they like, or what kind of songs they like, or what are their free time activities. And from there, I can use ICTs in a wise way, and using these elements. Yes, an image, a song, from the kind of things they like. Well, so even though we are in contact with technology every day, maybe you say, why do I have to use ICT in the classroom every day, for example, or in a specific activity? Well, because we are in contact with technology all the time, and our students are in contact with that. We cannot change that. For example, well, as you can see in the picture, it happens, yes, when we are waiting, or when we are in a family reunion, yes, and we have this kind of, this is what happened, even the dog, yes, almost. Well, today what we are talking about today is not only about, well, we're talking about our experiences as teachers, but also we have made a research about that. We have here some definitions and some perspectives from other people that have been investigating why using ICTs in the language classroom. We have here 4 definitions, 2 in Spanish and 2 in English, because we also have been working in Spanish. Can you, my friend is going to read the first 2, please?
And the first one says, las tecnologías de la información y comunicación, TIC, son incuestionables y están ahí. Forman parte de la cultura tecnológica que nos rodea y con la que debemos convivir. Amplían nuestras capacidades físicas y mentales. Este mundo actual es uno con las imágenes. Los niños, desde muy pequeños, son uno con la televisión y el mundo tecnológico. Por ende, es lo más natural que este entorno de máquinas y proyecciones sea parte de su formación educativa.
Thank you. And then we have these other definitions. A, relevant education is more important today than ever because today's networked world demands a workforce that understands how to use technology as a tool to increase productivity and creativity. And where we have the definition of ICT, information and communications technology or technologies, is an umbrella term that includes any communication device or application encompassing radio, television, cell phones, computer and network hardware and software, satellite systems, and so on, as well as the various services and applications associated with them, such as video conferencing and distance learning. I think something important about ICT is to be competent. We live in a world, education is based, we are basing our education on competences. So we are preparing also our students to be competent. We need to be honest, if they go outside to the workforce, they are going to be asked to work with ICTs, yes? So that is also, it's not only to use technologies in an instructional way, but also to use technologies to prepare students for the workforce, to go out to society and to be prepared, to be competitive. Let's go to the next. Well, we're going to be mentioning these concepts. We already mentioned what ICTs are. Digital learners. Sometimes we think that digital learners are those kids, for example, that are always using technology. And well, sometimes they even know better than us how to use or handle technological devices. But also something important about digital learners is not only to give them the technology, it's also to give them the instruction, the technological content, but also the instruction. The instruction is, we are in charge of that as teachers. It can be also the parents, but in this case, well, the focus is on teachers. So it's not only to use technology, but also to know how to use technology. We are going to be mentioning some technological tools that we can use in the classroom, for example. And something important about this is the digital divide. Even though, we are in contact with technology, but maybe we don't know how to use it, or we don't have access to that technology as teachers or students. Well, And to exemplify a little bit more this, we have a little short video. Is there any, do we have sound system? Yes? Okay. There is the first one, please.
After the reputational media in school, we can stop being driven by fear. We can start to understand this is the world the kids live in, and that our schools can reflect that. John Dewey said it best. He said, if we teach today's students the way we taught them yesterday, we will allow them tomorrow. And we are doing that all over this country. The literacy has always been defined by the technology. Right before the printing press, your ability to orally recite something meant to be literate. And so as technology has made things cheaper, we're now saying, well, is someone literate if they cannot critique media, take media in, if they're only taking in traditional text? That's a question to answer today, but what would that mean in 2020? I would venture to say that they won't necessarily be considered as being literate.
We find when we talk about 21st century skills, people often reduce them to skills for the workplace and skills involving technology. And we really are thinking about skills for creativity, for civic engagement, for social life, the full range of experiences that young people will be involved in the future.
If you look around you, young people everywhere, at home, in malls, and in schoolyards, are texting, tweeting, and gaming. They're joining virtual interest groups, making and uploading videos to YouTube, and defining who they are to their friends through their Facebook pages. While many parents are anxious about the time their children spend on cell phones, on social networks, and playing online games, a growing number of researchers and educators are excited about the opportunities these digital media platforms bring to learning. A cell phone can be a distraction in the classroom, or it can be an instant connection to the vast resources of the internet. A digital life may have more virtual relationships than in-person ones, but it improves the opportunities to interact with experts and form groups to support the interests that young people care most about. To produce the new learners of the 21st century, educators and others will have to find the right balance between the perils of being always on and the necessity for young people to creatively use the gadgets and digital media tools of everyday life.
Can you close? Thank you very much. So as you can see, this video pretty much summarizes what I was telling you. Yeah, we can get a distraction from cell phones, or we can use it in a wise way and in our favor as teachers. Well, we have here, I was telling you that we're going to mention some technological devices that we can use in the classroom. We have these, but we can have many others. For example, we can use our computer, we can use our laptop, projector, USB, cell phone, tablet, speakers, boombox, internet, MP3 player, platforms, interactive whiteboard, earphones, CDs, DVDs, Blu-ray, Bluetooth, camera, and many others. Let me tell you an example. Actually, I have the device here. Like 1 year ago, my daughter asked me if she could watch a soap opera, and I said no. I don't want her to watch soap operas. But she was like, well, I want to watch a soap opera. This is something like for teenagers or something like that. And I said, no, you cannot watch soap operas. And, well, she's 10 years old. And I gave her another option. She has this device, an MP3 player. And I said, well, why don't we do a story, a short story? And we started recording the story here. The story was about a princess from El Cairo, and well, we used our imaginations. And also, for example, to make the sound effects, we used candy wrappers to make the sound of the rain and the thunder. And the result was great. We had fun, and we were using our imaginations. And that's also an activity that I have used with my students. So it's only a matter of using our imagination to feel comfortable with the activity we are using. And we are going to find instruction in that. We have here other examples of how to use ICT in the language classroom. I think something very important to use ICT in the language classroom is to personalize, to feel you like the activity and you understand, of course. I'm not going to tell you, you have to do this and this is the best activity that we can use. It's your experience. Yes, the kind of activities you feel comfortable with, like the one of my daughter. We have other activities here, some examples, like using an image to make a rhetorical question. What do you think is happening in this picture? How do you think that people feel? Or any other questions. We can use a song, a video, or an interview. We can use a computer to create a PowerPoint presentation and talk about vocabulary. The students can use their cell phones, for example, to make an interview, and then they have to report what happened in the interview or what did they say. We can use the speakers to play an interview, for example, or a video, and the students have to guess what is happening. We can use an interactive whiteboard platform, online programs. For example, I have a student. He's 10 years old, and he is very hyperactive. And he didn't pay attention to the class. He was just moving around the classroom. And one day he told me that he likes One Direction. And I brought a song from One Direction the next class, and I had his attention. He was he was participating, and he was really enthusiastic to be in class. And well, that's why we need to know our students, what do they like? And well,